say thanks to Richard Gammon, who's sitting over here. Richard is on the witness list, the short list, as a former IPCC author for the United Nations Climate Reports, and would be able to testify, along with another group of experts, in Ken's trial if the judge allowed the necessity defense. So thanks, Richard, and thanks, University Unitarian. We do these kinds of actions when we are in strong community. We don't do these in isolation. This was a big thing to put together and think about and consider committing ourselves to, and each of us has a really strong community of support that gives us the strength to consider doing something like this. So I just want to thank each of you. It does make a difference. And then say that it's a necessity for me because we actually stopped the poison. Right? Ours was not a protest. It was an action against a target that is poisoning our communities. And I ran some of those numbers today, and it looks like we did stop, barrels per day. We stopped 2.295 million barrels of oil coming in from Canada. That's happening every day, 24/7. That's why we build pipelines, because they don't have to stop for traffic. We have 22 million miles of pipeline in the United States, more than any place on earth. And the tar sands is the worst of all. And I'm working with the kids in this climate lawsuit, and this is where my inspiration comes from, is working with these kids in Plant for the Planet. And they inspire me to do everything I can beyond, hitting the wall and despairing and saying it's too late, and we'll never get back to climate stability of 350 parts per million in the atmosphere. That's what we must get back to, 350 parts per million in the atmosphere. Just to honor our constitutional obligation to this generation of young people. Just to honor their basic human rights to a country. What's a country? A country is water and air and land. That's all this country is. And we have to leave that for the next generation. So if we had somehow convinced the pipeline companies to leave the locks locked shut when we walked away from our 5 targets, that would have satisfied our carbon reductions as a country for 2016 and part of 2017. And then we would have needed to find 5 more pipelines worth of oil to stop burning. And every year going forward. So we are doing this, and we have to, like he says in the movie, we have to hold ourselves accountable. What's the part that we're not doing? We have to look within and look at each other and hold each other accountable. So for me, that's why it's a necessity.